Alright, welcome back to Roguetech, and welcome back to your first playthrough. So, the travel time we have left is 8 days. The Phoenix Hawk will be done in 8 days, as will the Storm Crow and the Urban Knight. The Line Holder, 4 days until it's repaired, but we still have to do stuff to it before we can drop it on a mission. So just to make sure that the pause feature doesn't cost us days of the second mech bay doing nothing, we're going to bump it up to the front. We're going to wait those 4 days. And I actually have an idea. So I checked between recordings. And yeah, the Chameleon here. Yeah, it comes with a XL engine, or potentially comes with an XL engine and a double heatsink kit. Sure, great. But it also potentially comes with ER large laser and medium X pulse lasers. So, wait, is it? Okay, we did not get the XL engine. We did get the double heatsink kit and the engine core, as well as... Oh, right. We're not extravagant anymore. Okay, so considering that we aren't running extravagant right now, this is actually great. Like, having the engine core and the double heatsink kit is way more than we actually probably should have gotten. If I'm just being completely blunt. Because, yeah, without extravagant, that means... What is our mech tech at right now? 17. So, yeah. We got very lucky with center torso actually being in, like, really good shape. It is still going to take 14 days and 376,000 C-bills to put together. Ooh, but actually, hold on. It has hands, and we were looking... Wait, oh, no, hold on. Armor. So, heavy industrial armor. Was it 15 or 16? Because I just remember we have this. It's 16. That's unfortunate. So, yeah, we'd be a ton light on carry capacity. So we would not be able to use the super shotgun. I'm specifically because the 30% increase or multiplier to punch attack damage and 20% to punch attack stability damage, in addition to the Mechwarrior we have that adds 7.5% or whatever and is guaranteed to knock people unsteady. And then that, yeah, all the space. And actually, yeah, we have 3 ballistic hardpoints, 3 energy hardpoints, and a support hardpoint. Dude, I didn't even think of that when I was looking at it on the wiki. Like, we could make a very respectable punch bot out of this. Regardless, we don't have 400,000 C-bills in 14 days, and we did not get the right? Hold on. Yeah, there was an ER large. Yep. I was hoping to get that. Because, again, the line holder build that we're looking at trying to make is an LRM build. So this ER large laser would have been able to fire out to about the same range, or close to the same range as the LRMs, while generating actually less heat, I think, than the pulse laser. So we had just the regular... okay, so it actually would have been more heat. But we would have had an extra ton, so if we had the slots, we could put an extra... Well, actually 2 extra tons. But then again, heat sinks are, you know, a lot of slots, and regardless, we didn't get it. We didn't get the large laser, so... I mean, honestly... Do I just scrap the assassin? Also, there's an SRM-4. I might have made slightly different builds if I knew I had an SRM-4 here. But yeah, this thing, unless we armored it up, like, significantly. But then again, it's a cheap refit. Like, yeah, it would take time, but it would be cheap. Of course, then again, easy to maintain isn't even a great quirk at all. It only has one hand instead of two, so it's not as good at punching. It's only 40 tons instead of 50 like the Chameleon. And the Chameleon also already has an engine core, but also already has... Okay. Yeah, I think that's my final answer, is I'm just going to scrap the Assassin. Boom. Now we don't have to worry quite so much about money, and we can afford to actually do something with the line holder. Alright. Line holder needs an engine core. Okay, so the sketch I made is a 200 core. Pharaoh, Indo, defensive gyro, and this is already more money than we've got, but that's only 2 days. But then we would also still have to put weapons on. So we're definitely going to toss the LRM-15. And then LRM-15 means that 2 shots is 30, which means this 1 bin of ammo is 8 alpha strikes with the LRM-15, so we would definitely want the swarm ammo as well already. We would definitely need to put in heat sinks. So, okay. What's the more expensive one? Okay, so Pharaoh is cheaper than Indo. Although Indo probably saves more tonnage, right? So right now we're at 45. This is 70, 80,000 C-bills. And saves a little over a ton. Versus Indo, which is, ooh, 160,000 C-bills. Actually doesn't save that much more, and if we armor up, the more we armor up, the more the Pharaoh will save. Okay. Ooh, that's still so expensive, though. I don't know if we'll be able to actually get this thing droppable. We still need cooling. So we have this clan double heatsink kit. And we have ample tonnage left, so... Large laser. Again. Oh. Wait, I do have 2 large lasers. I thought I only had 1. Oh, because it already had a large laser. Oh, okay. Okay. Now, yeah, large lasers are only 600 meters, so that's a thing. Actually, is a large pulse laser? Large pulse laser is actually longer range. Again, though, making it as quick as possible. This large laser can stay, because it was already there. This medium laser could stay. The large pulse laser, with the Pharaoh and the LRM-15. Add in the Exchanger Double Plus. Yeah, we're already pushing the limits. Then we would need double heat sinks. 2 for the engine core. That's already 7 days. Oof. Oof. Okay. That's 6 days. Wait, we need those for the engine core size. Wait. So literally all we've done is put in... Okay, let's not put in the Pharaoh. So that saves us C-bills. That doesn't really save us time, but it saves us a bunch of C-bills. And I think I'm okay with that. And we could actually put... So... You know, I'm actually looking at it. The Clan XL isn't even worth putting in this. like, we're already going to be able to armor up with just the Endo and Pharaoh. So really all that the XL engine would let us have is 2 more medium lasers, 2 LRM5s, and the 2 heat sinks to cool them. But we, like, legitimately don't need any of that. Huh. I mean, this is a build we could do for now. And actually, do we even need... Yeah, we need the exchanger. If we're gonna run the large pulse laser, we need the exchanger. 7 days. I don't feel great about 7 days. Actually, hold on. Ah, we only have 1 standard double heatsink. Okay. So I was thinking maybe building... Actually, hold on. So 7 days we can get something that works. How long would it take to get the chameleon? 14 days. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Let us get the line holder just droppable. Like, bare minimum. Absolute, like, minimum effort. So, no, not the 300 core. It was the 200 core we're using. No, not the 280. 200. There we go. So that's 1 day. And then the... Do I even... Okay. Right now, we're already at 33 heat alpha strike. Whenever we add the LRM-15, our alpha strike is now 45. I think I'm gonna actually add the LRM-5. But then again, is that actually... That's an extra day for just an LRM-5. No, that's not gonna happen. Swarm. Okay. So that's enough ammo. And this would be... Oh, we also have to add the external heat sinks. External heat sinks. Okay. So we're at 5 days. Oh, double heatsink kit as well. Oh, there it is. So we're at 6 days. Yeah, that's 6 days. We're at 6 days. At 6 days... Wait. Ah, it's the clan large pulse laser that's... Okay. So, we would definitely need the clan large pulse laser to be as long range as the LRMs. Now our alpha strike's up to 82. Which kind of requires us to throw the exchanger in. So we have a heat delta of 1. 7 days, 68,000. We got 51 damage there. Another 40, so that's 91 damage. And then another 75. The 165 damage is not... It's not super impressive. I think I'm gonna... Oh, actually, hold on. So, this is a thing. If you are traveling and you are leaving the jump ship to travel towards orbit, you can look at the store before you arrive. You can't buy anything until you arrive. But you can look at the store and see what they have. They have a bunch of APCs and a Rommel heavy tank. Okay. They have an enhanced LRM-10. This is the long range one that does more damage the longer the range you're at. And also has, like, insane both max range and min range. So that's actually super interesting. Now, the ELRM-10 weighs as much as an LRM-15. but it can do up to double damage. So if you're firing at over 1,000 meters, you're actually doing up to 10 damage per missile. That said, it's only an ELRM 10. That's interesting. Handheld MML 7. Interesting. I mean, there's just a bog standard LRM 10, but... Ooh, Advanced Optics Mark III. Nice. Yeah. Okay. So nothing really in the shop that really helps us. I mean, again, we could go with the ELRM, but really, I would rather have, like, 2 LRM 15s, maybe even 2 LRM 15s and an LRM 10, maybe. Or just 2 LRM 15s. Then again, 3 LRM 15s would also be interesting. But at that point, it's literally just an LRM boat, which I'd be completely fine with. But I definitely know that the final build is going to have this LRM 15 in it. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to give it enough ammo to be able to alpha strike using the LRM the whole battle, regardless of how big the battle is or how long the battle is. The large lasers with the max range 600, not ideal. So I am going to use the clan large pulse, just because it's the same max range as the LRM. Yeah, I guess we'll do it. I guess we'll do it. Clan double heatsink kit, external heatsink. Oh right, the core, the engine core. That's why the cooling is weird. There we go. Okay, heat delta of 1. That is acceptable. And then it won't cost a lot of C-bills, but it's going to take a lot of time. But we are going to do it. This thing is going to be able to soak a lot of damage. Like a lot. Actually not going to take as long as I expected. Like, that's really not going to take nearly as long as I expected from all the armor increase. And then we still have 2 tons left, but if we add any kind of weaponry, we would also need to add then some kind of cooling. What else could we do? Oh, yeah, Gardenicium. That's what we can do. There. Gardenicium. And I think that's about all we do for now. Something like that. And we have half a ton. Right. Also, we would definitely want to do fire control improved. Fire control improved. Even though it's not the most impressive alpha strike. Then again, would I rather put the night vision on somebody else? I don't know. I'll make that decision later. I could go sensor recon. Adds another day though. I think I'll just drop it like this. And just be half a ton light for now. That's already 11 days, but we have the money to do it. So that is now droppable. Cool. Obviously, it is the lowest priority. So we definitely want to have everything done and ready to drop that can. And then, yeah, let's go ahead and go. And here we are arriving. So, okay. So in the store, again, if there was an LRM 15, I think I would actually pick that up. Wait, what? This is a different store than what I saw. What? Why did it show a different store? Huh. Okay. An ELRM 20 is a lot more interesting than the ELRM 10 was. So now, if you're at or below optimal range, well, yeah, if you're at or below optimal range, you do 100 damage with this LRM. But if you're past 660 meters, you're able to do up to 200 damage with just this one 14-ton weapon system. That's actually super interesting. Also, heat bank double plus. The primary thing heat banks do is reduce the heat damage you take, but it's also just a double heat sink and a third for just a specialist slot. So if you're not already using the specialist slots, that's really good. Also, thermal vision, very interesting for Calcifer. So our fire starter causing more than 50 heat would give somebody bonus accuracy against the target. So that's interesting. Also, there is a SRM 6. As I mentioned, I am out of SRMs. But yeah, interesting. Interesting. And then we'll also take a peek at the hiring hall. Not interested. Military Brave Technician Mechwarrior. Okay. That's alright. I mean, especially for like a tank pilot, that's fine. Dependable, not interested. Technician, not interested. Okay. And then last but not least, we're going to go to the command center. The whole reason we came here is... What? Oh, did the fighting end? Okay, something weird's going on. It's not showing. Okay, there we go. I just had to save and load the save for these to show up. Okay. So now that it's actually showing up on navigation, hopefully it's also going to show up in the command center. No, it did not show up in the command center. Normally, whenever there's a conflict going on the planet, if you go to the command center, usually you can choose one side or the other to fight for. I mean, it says 3 days until... it's probably because Fed Suns is at 0. So it's probably literally over. And just... yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense why I can't join if Fed Suns is at 0. So probably literally the next day that passes, it'll be like, oh, it's over. Cool. Anyway, well, with the navigation UI showing correctly now, at least I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, so there's an enhanced LRM 10, which I'm actually pretty stoked to grab, in part because it's only 6 tons, but also in part because, yeah. Wait, yeah, did I say? Yeah, the extended LRMs, I think, are the same tonnage as just standard LRMs, I think. Because I think a standard LRM 20 is 14. Is it? Or is it 10? Wait, what's... oh, we have the LRM 15 that we own being put onto the line holder right now, so we can't actually look at it. But I want to say LRM 10s are 5 tons, so enhanced LRMs are slightly heavier. But they do 7 damage instead of 5 per missile. But I think... I want to say 14 is right for an LRM 20? Wait. Is it? No. No, an LRM 20 should be 10. Or a standard LRM 20 is 10, I think. Regardless, anyway, that is a very interesting weapon system for the line holder. We obviously can't afford to buy it until after we've dropped on a couple missions. But that's actually super interesting, especially if we get, like, extended range lasers or PPCs, like... Then again, the issue I have with the extended LRMs is that, like, there are very few weapons that are over 1,000 meter range, and most of them are quite heavy. So you basically have to build around the extended LRMs being like the primary weapon system for a mech. And then just stay super, super far away. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I would actually run that, the more I think about it. Anyway, so Thumper Inferno ammo is interesting. Man, if we could get a Thumper... Whatever. It's fine. We don't have money to buy anything anyway. So, yeah, I looked at the fighting hall, not interested in hiring anyone. Looked through the store, not interested in buying anything. So, I guess let's drop on some missions, make some money, and then probably travel again. I mean, this capture base is 2 million C-bills max salvage. And it's against Davian. And this would actually bump us up to the next threshold. 10% additional job payouts. And if we're not actually, like, joining a conflict against the Republic of the Sphere, I think I'd rather leverage our, you know, high reputation with them to get more C-bills. Also, wow, this is an incredibly low payout as far as salvage goes. Why? Well-defended Davian base. Okay. So, basically, whenever you see a mission that has less salvage than you would normally expect, it usually means you're against higher tier, like, elite units and stuff. So, even though the max salvage is 315, it's likely to be incredibly good salvage. It's also pretty good at C-bills. Like, we can still get the maximum number of priority picks and still get almost 1 million C-bills. Not terrible. This is a just bog standard battle. And we would be against planetary government. I mean, 1.7 million is hard to pass up. Because that would give us all the C-bills we would need. Now, yes, if planetary government drops literally anything that I would want to take, then I would probably want at least 1 priority pick. But a good way to not feel guilt at going for a lucrative C-bill payout is to just go for 0 priority picks, so you don't even have a chance to look at what you're missing out on the salvage screen. But realistically, we can get the full financial report worth of money and also get 2 priority picks. So if they do drop something super interesting, So this allows us to get whatever the two most interesting things are, as well as the million sea bills, versus going full salvage against planetary government and maybe having nothing of value, or going full sea bills and then maybe missing out on some crazy clan tech. So yeah, I think we're gonna do this. I think we're gonna do this 2-skull battle. And it's just a lance engaged in maneuvers. So, yeah. I think I'm going to leave it just million sea bills, 2 priority picks. Alright. So, where's the stealth? I don't think... Because, yeah, I already checked this, right? Maybe? Yeah, I don't need Hellion. I don't need the neural implants for the stealth. But if I want to use the Phoenix Hawk, I do need neural implants. Honestly, for this battle, let's drop Horic. I'd rather have the LRMs on a capture base or whatever. So we have our super evasive backstabber. We have our heat build. And if we drop the Phoenix Hawk, it has to be piloted by somebody who has neural implants, which would require us to use Hellion. But until we have the 500,000 sea bills to respec her, yeah, I'm gonna start dropping somebody else in Tonka. But who? Let's actually just go back to the barracks real quick. I'm gonna start dropping somebody else into stealth to get the affinity. Or it only has 40. We could So we could actually drop the Vibrasword. We could actually drop the Vibrasword. Have more tonnage for the other specialist slot. And just make it a punch bot. And as a punch bot, we would be able to very easily justify using... where is he? Uranus here. With the extra 7.5% punch damage, plus 2 punch attacks, always destabilizes on hit. He would instantly have full affinity, everything that he could possibly get on the stealth. Arguably pretty good, especially since the stealth is primarily there to soak damage. And then we could... Ooh, actually, hold on. Incubus has hands. Incubus only has 1.4 tons carry capacity left. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Because the clan Indo is only saving 1.5 tons. So if we drop the small pulse laser... So here's what I'm thinking. If we drop the small pulse laser... Oh, not that. No, this one. Give it hybrid TSM. So when it's active, times 1.25 melee damage, plus 30 meter walk distance. But more importantly, that also gives it TSM. TSM means we now have 5 tons available of carry capacity. We don't have any other handheld stuff. But we would be able to then take the Vibra Sword off of the stealth. Easily put it on the Incubus. And all of a sudden the Incubus has a viable melee attack. Like a super viable melee attack, actually. Because its base damage is irrespective of any kind of tonnage of the chassis it's carrying. Just +2 accuracy, 35 flat damage with an extra 14 flat damage when it's active. So it's a 49 damage melee attack before you even look at tonnage at all. Like, yeah, the damage per ton of the mech, like, it would end up being an extra 9 damage. But I think that's still a better use. And that also makes the Tonka run cooler, because we don't have to worry about the 14 heat per turn anymore. Which means we can fire up the cockpit hot seat and the blue shield more off. Okay, I'm doing it. I'm dropping the Vibra Sword. We're gonna use our bonus punch damage Mechwarrior, who's automatically gonna have the reduced signature visibility, bonus local ECM, and bonus sensors and probe. Which isn't that big of a deal. It's really not that big of a deal at all. But with the heat reduction, we can come back when we have time to change things up or whatever. And that means we can actually turn this, not even joking about turning this into a super fast... Because here's the thing, activating the hybrid TSM, that extra 30 meters walk also translates to an extra 45 meters of sprint distance. So this makes us even more zoom. Not significantly more, but enough more. And then we would need half a ton. Could just drop Searchlight. Oh, we could also put the tag center torso, so it still fires when we melee. Oh my goodness. So we're basically upgrading this 20 damage into... Yeah, this is melee damage 100. That's not accurate. But yeah, then we'd still have 3 tons left for... we could even do a combat shield. Or just a handheld weapon of some kind. But yeah, this is interesting. This is very, very interesting. It's going to take 2 days, so obviously we're not going to do it right now. But I think we're actually going to do this. Because the 1.25 melee damage and the fact that we're very easily able to get on top of people. Ooh, oh that's right. Yeah. I was about to say, doesn't the cockpit interface add melee damage? But no, we wouldn't want to even if it does, because all of our weapons basically are on the side torso, and it's a long-range build. But yeah, it doesn't even give a bonus. Yeah, no. I was thinking of D&I, I guess. But yeah, so this now is going to be Hellion's Ride. And then, honestly, the stealth, we don't even care about actually dropping it for affinity, because the Mechwarrior we're planning on dropping it in it doesn't care about affinity, because he already is going to start off with full like the full benefits that are available. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Also, the +2 punch attacks makes it splashier. But at the same time, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Primarily, the job here is just to soak damage. Does the AMS Mark II get disabled by the combat shield when it's active? I don't know. I'll have to look at that. I will have to look, because the head and center torso are protected, and it says weapon disables weapons in protected locations. But does it only disable them when you go to attack, or does it just disable them, period? Because if it only disables them for attacks, then the AMS Mark II will work perfectly. I don't know. I'm still learning how a lot of this works. But yeah. I think I like that idea of dropping, because honestly, we can drop whoever in it. Especially if we get a better melee mech. If we get a melee mech that's heavier, that can actually make use of the super shotgun, then we can transfer the cockpit hot seat to. Right, the cockpit hot seat only increases carry weight by 2 or ×2 instead of ×3 like the industrial armor. But that's the thing, you can't use industrial armor with... Yeah, you can't use that with the cockpit hot seat, and then you also... let's just look at this ink. Wait, whoa. We have 2 incubuses. So you can't sprint and then melee, and that incubus doesn't get as much evasion as possible unless it's sprinting. But this incubus, we could build slower, give the hybrid... Okay, that's what we're doing. This is going to be a melee incubus. The other one we're not going to make a melee incubus. That's going to be our sprinty, super backstabby... Okay, I got this. This will be Cloak. And this will be Dagger. Yeah, alright. So we're gonna have Cloak and Dagger. That's awesome. And I'm actually going to do a little bit of rearranging here. So we have Cloak and Dagger that are both going to be on the fast side. The Dagger's just not going to be as fast as... Actually, hold on. Hard points. 2 in the right arm. So, if I use... This is actually very much something I should check into. If I use the hybrid TSM, which gives me a 7.5, and then I give it the combat sword, or the vibra sword, and then I have 2 laser weapons in the other arm, since it's now a one-hand melee weapon, does that mean I can shoot the weapons from the other hand while using the sword attack? Or is it just straight up, if you're meleeing, you can't shoot with the other hand regardless? I actually don't know. I haven't tested that since the handheld rework started. If you do know, please let me know in the comments. Because that may change a lot of things. I don't know. We'll see. But I would really like to know if... Obviously, we're not going to do this immediately because we have money problems. We have missions we need to drop on, repairs we'll need to do, mechs that we need to get up and running. But yeah, putting a 2-ton Vibrosword on a 30-ton mech makes a lot more sense than putting it on a 45-ton mech. Now, if we do get a bigger Vibrosword that we can then put on, on the stealth, that would be interesting. Except, we could only fit a 3-ton sword, specifically because we have the blue shield and the combat shield. So I don't think we ever put a melee weapon on the other hand. I don't think that Tonka stays a melee mech. I think we're actually going to pull the Bloodsport and Cockpit Hot Seat off of it and make it into just a tanky mech. What would I do exactly? I don't know. I'll figure that out later. For now, we'll have to check and see how it works with the punching. But having the combat shield, like, deactivating all sorts of weapons is rough. But yeah. So Cloak is a stealthy backstabber that gets tons and tons of evasion. Nice. And then Dagger is going to have a combat sword. And how long does it take us to repair this? 12 days. Wait, isn't that, like, just about as long as the Chameleon? Yeah, Chameleon's 14 days, but it already has an engine core. And a double heatsink kit. Versus here, we'll still have to install a heatsink kit and a core. Huh. Anyway, that's Future Me's problem. The lamb. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, let's do that. The lamb Irby I would love to build, but I feel like it's a waste of money and time until I get enough lamb parts to actually make it work as a lamb instead of just a less effective normal mech. But yeah. So I've actually been going at it for a while because of the amount of time I've spent in everything. Y'all, I could definitely use some more ER large lasers. 100%. Would love to. But yeah, I think that's all we're gonna do in the mech lab until after we drop on several missions. Because we definitely need to fix our money problems, and we could very much use some extra stuff to get things sorted. Also, store... I think the only... Wait. Oh, there it is. Okay. I think the only thing that I'm actually super interested in buying is the NLRM-10. And the heat bank, because, again, the heat bank, if I'm not already using both specialist slots, is just a double heat sink and a third, or double heat sink and it is a third, because each double heat sink drops 6 heat. That's 8, so it's 1 and a third. But it takes no tonnage. It just takes carry capacity, which if you're not using a lot of carry capacity, then that's great. And thermal vision's also interesting, especially since it takes like no carry capacity at all. So we need a lot of money. That's 1.3 3-ish million. So we actually need like 2.2 million in the next 13 days just to buy those two things. And then if we're also buying the Enhanced Stellar M, so we basically need like 2.5 million. We want 2.5 million in 13 days. So that's what we're going to do the rest of the week. In part because I'm recording this on Monday. So I'm not going to have a chance to get the challenge run initial setup recorded. I'll do it this weekend, I promise. But for now, that's been your episode of Roguetech for the day. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, have a good one.